co-defensive coordinator and safeties coach, Nathan Burton. Questions for Coach Burton?
How's spring been so far with your group? And fall, sorry.
Spring was excellent,
Yeah.
and fall is much better. Now that we've gotten into it and they've got accumulated reps at it, they're doing well. I'm excited with my group every day. We get guys playing new spots, guys playing left and right, playing strong and free. They're picking it up. They're a fun group to coach.
You had Jay with you, Jalen King,
Mm-hmm.
kind of what precipitated maybe trying him at safety?
So Coach Collins is really big on position flexibility, and having him be able to play corner reps or safety reps or nickel reps, because we have so many different varying packages. If we don't get them reps now during the season, if we need them, they don't know it. So we want to train as many people as we can to do multiple things. So when it comes to the season, if we need them, they're ready to go.
Campbell seems to have gotten some good practices lately with Wanye out for a couple of days. What have you seen from him?
Christian he's the best. I mean, he knows every spot on our defense. If we needed him to go play linebacker, he probably could do it. I'm not going to let him go there. He's going to play. He's going to play some nickel for us. He's going to play our strong safety. He's going to play our free safety. He's the wily vet. He's the voice in the room. He's just a great guy to be around, and have on the team.
Would he maybe be like the third guy, like the first, if Tariq and say Wanye are the stars, he could back both of them up and play,
So
all three could play?
we're conscious on above the line guys. He's going to be above the line when we go into game one, and that's the way we see it. Any of those guys got a chance to run out there.
Watching Wesley today, seems like he has really quick feet, which is a good attribute for them.
Ooh, yeah, he's got good feet. Good feet.
What?
With Tariq and Wanye, I was talking to Wanye and he said, he's my best friend on the team. He's the guy that I go to. How do you see that relationship with the two of them out there on the field?
Well, anytime that you're really good friends with somebody, there's going to be, I don't know, it's like they're the left brain and the right brain of each other. They know what each other are thinking, right? So what they have is special, but that's got to carry on to everybody in our group. It just can't be them alone because they're not always going to be on the field together. But yeah, it's fun to watch. I enjoy as a coach watching them get along on the field and watch them carrying into the meeting rooms. I do have to separate them from time to time. I'm not allowing them to eat with each other at lunch and dinner. They got to go find somebody else. But yeah, it's good to watch them play.
With Caleb, it seems like he's a guy who really took off in the spring, and he brings kind of that maybe fiery element to the team. Kind of what does he do well, and kind of what do you like about him at that nickel position?
He's very intense, and like you said, he brings some fire, some pizzazz. But he also knows what he's doing out there. So he brings some comfort to the other people that are around him. But when he's on the field, he's ready to make some plays. Caleb's going to be a big part of our defense this year.
How do you describe how the safeties positions work as far as left and right, strong and free?
Yeah, so what we try to do initially is teach them the strong safety, which is our field safety side, and our free safety, which is our boundary side, separate. All right, so during spring, they just play the free and the strong. So they get accumulated reps. But because there's offenses that are tempo offenses and you might happen to be on the wrong side of the field, so we want to go some left and right, prepare for a tempo offense. There is nothing that we do in our organization by accident, so we want to make sure that they are position flexible.
You look at Tariq Carpenter, you want all your guys to be playmakers, but he seems to be the one guy that really has that knack for making plays.
Yeah, he's made a lot of plays this fall camp. A lot of it's because of the calls Coach Stacker's making, or the offensive structure scheme that the offense is doing. But Wanye's made a lot of plays. Christian's made a lot of plays. Johnny made a couple of great plays yesterday. I mean, our guys are always looking for those play opportunities. He just happened to have a period yesterday where he had like 3 picks in a row. That's not normal.
How's a guy like Jeremiah making that adjustment from high school to being here?
The good thing is the older guys have embraced him and brought him along. He's highly intelligent. You can tell he came from a good program, but he's ready to compete. He doesn't shy away from anything. He made a pick yesterday. It was really, really nice. And you watch it, and you're like, man, he's just a freshman, just a true freshman. So he's got a chance to really help us out down the road.
Wesley, was there kind of consideration about whether he start out at corner or safety?
There was, but I try to get all the good players in my room. I want to stockpile them. So just knowing that he has some position flexibility, I wanted him to learn the nickel spot first because it is an important spot for our defense. Because you can go out in corner and you can play some press man, you can bail to a third. But that nickel spot, the safety spot, you've got to learn that early.
In terms of basically talent, raw talent on the defensive side, you have probably one of the strongest room maybe. Does that tailor how you guys approach the defense, maybe going into the season, knowing that your position could be a strength and that maybe allows you to do some different things defensively?
Yeah, we might design more packages with them involved. It's just nice to have depth anytime you go because you never know what's going to happen during the season, and you've got to be ready to play. You've got to be ready to get yourself to be above the line. And the nice thing about it is because we've got depth, they can all play special teams. And that is our first priority here at Georgia Tech is special teams, and they're all going to be really good on those units.
I was standing over there while y'all were doing the DBs and wide receivers drill. I think it was period 6 or 7, and you kind of said to the guys as they're saying, you're too good to use your hands, I
Yes.
think is what you were saying.
Right.
And I wanted to know kind of what you were seeing from them and what you wanted to see from them.
So we go in the red zone, and you're getting one-on-one routes. And if you grab the receiver, what are they going to do? Throw the flag. In practice, you should practice your technique. You don't use your hands. You use your feet to press. Your hands just guide. So if you're lunging and you're grabbing during practice, when you get to a game, what's going to happen? You're going to grab and you're going to lunge and you're going to get the penalty. So these guys that we have, they're too good to do that. But they have to be constantly reminded that they have a good skill set, that they're being trained the right way, and not to take the easy way out.
With
Sort of a lazy way to cover.
Yeah, not the correct way. That's right.
Wanye has a lot of talent and a lot of things. What are the things that he needs to work on in your mind going into the season?
Never settle. Pretend like it's day one for him. I mean, he has not played a whole lot of defense here, so he's got a lot to work on. You know, he hasn't arrived, but he will. He's going to be a good player for us. He's just got to work. Everything that we do is so much repetition, and he'll get better and better at it as he does it.
Curious, with guys that are above the line, do you kind of have a systematic plan for, 3 series for every 1 series or something like that as far as trying to get guys into games? Or
Yeah, we do, and a lot of it's going to be based off the week that they had during practice, the things that they were strengthened, that they had show that they were good at during the week. And it may be tailored to more what an offense is showing us on film. So our goal for them is just to always be mentally ready. And it's important to be above the line because you're going to play if you're above the line.
Piggybacking sort of what Ken said, has there been a traditional, like, you play 4 guys or 5 guys or just in the past? And
If you're above the line, you play. So it could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 18.
1 or 2 more for the print before we move on to the.
Is there a guy who typically gets to the best catapult scores in the group?
So the way the Catapult measures things is there's a player load category, which is some effort driven, but also if you have inefficient movement, your player load is going to be higher because you're not moving as smoothly, if that makes sense. So some guys are really high on player load because they're giving great effort, but I got to watch that because let's just say their number's 400 consistently, and all of a sudden it spikes up to 500. Is it because they're injured that it spiked up and now they're not moving as efficiently, or are they giving extra effort? So there's a little bit of stuff that we got to read between the lines there. We have a sprint category, an acceleration category, sprint distance, how long they're sprinting for, how many yards, how many times they sprinted over 14 mile an hour, and that's what I kind of look at. So those are all up and down every day. Because guys get different long plays. If they're going to run a toss sweep to the right and Reek's over here on the left, he's going to have a longer play to go. He got that play. Nobody else did. So it's kind of the same, but it's kind of different too.
is it this week? Would it be Saturday maybe, or whenever your scrimmage is, when you guys will kind of set that first above the line idea in your head, or does it go all the way to the first game?
So we look for guys, scrimmage opportunities, guys that can play football. We're not tackling until we kind of get to a scrimmage. So if you can't tackle, you really can't play. So you can look sweet, but you can't play.
Sure.
So that's the first opportunity. So that kind of helps us more with special teams and our offensive defense.